up, guys? This is gonna be a really short video. I was working on the car, so I thought I'd just record for you guys if you're interested in fixing a tab on your Q50. So I purchased like a JB weld thing from Walmart. I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then we're sanding the tab down so we can apply it on there. Let me get my keys really quick. But what we're doing is we're fixing one of the tabs because it broke when we were driving, so we're gonna try to repair it. Alright guys, so here's the tab that we're fixing. As you can see, I already sanded it down a little bit in order to get the adhesive to stick on there. We're going to be using this. I had this from the previous project I was working on, but we're going to cut it into a small piece. That way we can pretty much like put it over this right here. And then when we put the JB weld on there, it's going to stick on there pretty good and make it strong again and reinforce it. We're going to be using this here. You could purchase it at your local Walmart, Home Depot. Alright, so it's been about an hour already. I've allowed this to dry. As you guys can see, it's pretty stiff and it's flexible, which is good because then it's prone to less cracking or breaking. Now what I did is I went ahead and smoothed it down a little bit on the side over here, and over here I need to take this piece off, and then I smoothed the bottom. That way when we put the new bolts in, it fits flush. So now all we have to do is we're going to go ahead and make a hole right here in the middle. I'm going to be using my Dremel. It's a Dremel 200 series, and I'm going to be making a hole with this, making it perfect to put the bolts in. This is the bolt that goes in there. So as long as the hole is big enough for this to fit in there, we should be fine. It doesn't need to be too big because obviously you don't want the bolt to be going through. It's just so it has enough surface to be able to grip on. I already put this on here, and it fits perfectly in there. You can see this a little bit, but once you push it in, it's not going to be that noticeable, but it's going to be better than it kind of like slacking down. So I'm going to go and start making my hole with the 200 series. That way we can bolt it up. Alright guys, so we're pretty much done. We went ahead and finished this tab up. We made the hole. We put the bolt on. So you can see it's on there. You can still see a little bit of like stuff right here from the residue. But you can kind of like sand it down a little bit so it looks a little bit more flush. I'm just going to leave it like this for right now. I didn't want to put too much work into it. Just because we may be getting a different bumper in the future. But for right now, this is perfectly fine. Only this tab broke, so I just had to pretty much reinforce it and then add a new one on there. The only reason that we were able to reuse this tab is because it still had the little ends on the tab, as you guys saw in the beginning where we sanded that part so it could look kind of smooth. If you have those end parts, you can still use it, and just put like a little piece that I added on there, and then add the JB weld on there, and that way it reinforces it, and then you should be good. But if it's completely broken, I think it's going to be really difficult for you guys to try to remake a new tab. I think it's going to be almost impossible. You would have to like go with a different route where you have to actually add new brackets where you melt it on there, and then you can reinforce it and create a new one. But because the tab on the side was still there, we were able to use this. So it's bolted on there. If I pull on it, it's not coming off. It's on there really good. And this is only within a few hours that it kind of dried. So if you give it a few days, I'm pretty sure it's going to get a little bit harder, and it's going to really stiffen up. So I hope this helped you guys out. It was an easy DIY. Maybe some of you guys were interested in doing it and fixing your own bumper. This is how you would do it. And there are other ways, but this is like the cheapest one. I think it was like $5 just to get the JB weld. I'll throw a picture down here somewhere, that way you guys can like see which one I purchased. I got it from Walmart. They had a few, but the specific one that I got was for plastic. They have other materials as well, but this bumper is made out of plastic, so you want to make sure that you're using one that is made for plastic. Yeah, see, it looks a lot better. There's no gap. Before it kept popping off when we were driving. The other side didn't break, but it was doing the same thing. I just had to tighten this up. So it's really good. For $5, you can't beat that. Better than paying over $400-500 for a new bumper. Alright guys, so today's the next day. I wanted to give you an update on how the bumper pretty much came out. I already drove it around. I went through like a few bumps and it just scraped a little bit on the bottom of the lip, so I wanted to give you an update if it like ripped or anything. And so far it's holding up really good. I hit like a bump, especially when I'm leaving my driveway. It kind of like scrapes, and then when I'm entering to work or wherever I'm going, it usually scrapes a little bit, and it's still on there. So it's holding up really good. And it's been like a full day that it's been like drying out and everything, so I'm pretty sure it's hardened already and it's not going to be coming off. You make sure you sand it because it needs to be able to grip onto something. If you just do it on paint, it's just gonna like kind of chip off, or it's gonna like, you can scratch it and it'll come off. When you sand it down, it's gonna grip onto it, so it's not gonna come off. So I've been driving around, hasn't fallen off. I even pulled it right now and it didn't come off at all. Still on there really good. So if you guys want to fix one of your tabs, I think this is the best way to do it, because purchasing a new bumper, depending on your car, it may cost more than $500, and that's not including paint. That's just to buy a bumper plain, and to buy it and then paint it, it's like another $400 just to paint a bumper. So you're looking to spend like $1,000 on a brand new bumper when you could easily repair yours that just has a broken tab. But I hope you guys found it useful. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.